story tonight, and unions are warning of industrial action after Tata Steel confirmed around 3,000 job losses. The company has confirmed it's closing its 2 blast furnaces at its Port Talbot plant to switch to electric-based production. Well, let's speak to Jonathan Carruthers-Green, steel markets analyst at MEPS International. It's good to speak to you this Friday evening. Tell me, how much of a setback is this?
Thank you for having me, David. Yes, the UK steel industry is going to be reeling from this announcement. This is the last area in the UK where steel is produced via blast furnaces, which is primary steel production. We also have some electric arc furnaces here in the UK. What this will really mean, though, in the short term is an increased reliance on imports. We're going to see traders looking to purchase steel from places like India and China, which won't have quite as stringent emissions regulations as we do here in the UK.
Tell me, how reliant has the industry been on the operation that happens at Port Talbot?
The UK industry is heavily reliant on the operations at Port Talbot. The vast majority of the steel produced in the UK comes from this site. Since it was taken over by Tata, this has been coming with their company looking to replace these imports into the UK from India. There's always been this concern that this was going to happen sooner rather than later.
Was it preventable?
I think the main challenge that the UK has had certainly with the blast furnaces is this need to modernise the production there, is to decarbonise the production there, and if we're to face up to these challenges, then these blast furnaces would eventually have come offline. I think it was a case of when, not if.
And in terms of what's next for the industry, well, I guess are we looking at recovery? What's the sort of longer term strategy, if you like, do you think that's going to be put in place for the steel industry?
So the immediate issue is going to be that increase in imports from places like I say, like India and from China. Traders, buyers in the UK are going to have to readjust their purchasing patterns. We currently have a safeguard measure in place in the UK, which places tariffs on steel being imported from these countries. And with this production in the UK being taken out offline, these quotas are going to very soon be filled. So we're going to see an increase in prices in the short term. Looking longer term, though, if the UK industry is to remain competitive, it does have to go through this decarbonisation process. This is happening throughout Europe at the moment. There are various methods, the various ways that this can be done, either with the replacement by the electric arc furnaces, as Tata's chosen, but there are also other options. Direct reduced iron, or DRI, is another method that's seen a lot of traction in Europe. We've seen similar initiatives taking place there, where several large steel makers have in the process of switching production across to these methods. However, this will take a lot of subsidies and state support over the next few years. So really, it was going to be a commercial and a political decision that led to the choice to go with the electric arc furnace.
Okay, good to speak to you. Jonathan Carruthers-Green, steel markets analyst at MEPS International. Thank you very much indeed.
This is LBC News.